Hey, what's up guys? Hope everyone's doing well. So there are tons of over-the-top action movies out there. Some of them really suck. Some of them can deliver the absurdity with charm and charisma that make them enjoyable to watch despite the ridiculousness. The more recent Fast and Furious films are a great example of the genre done with charm that actually make them fun to watch. I think even films like Crank that take things to a much further level manage to show some ambition in their craziness and can still be entertaining as they are. Triple X: The Return of Xander Cage unfortunately was like a shovel to the face.
There are no more patriots, just rebels and tyrants.
So which are you?
I'm Triple X.
Triple X: The Return of Xander Cage brings back Vin Diesel and Samuel L. Jackson. It adds Toni Collette, Donnie Yen, Tony Jaa, Ruby Rose, Deepika Padukone, and is directed by DJ Caruso. The story in this one follows Xander Cage, who's pretty much been on a hiatus. Many people think he's dead. He, of course, has to come back to the Triple X program to stop a group of bad guys who have this weapon called Pandora's Box. It's an item that can control all the satellites with the push of a button or something like that. It doesn't really matter because the script was just a jumble of convolution. Now, I was hoping this movie would be entertaining. I knew it would be over the top and just oozing absurdity, but there was still some hope that it would be some just dumb fun, but it was just dumb without the fun. It was recycled, it was messy, lazy at times, and in the end, it was just a mind-numbing hour and 45 minutes. First, let's start with the good. Donnie Yen and Ruby Rose, that's pretty much it. They both make the most out of their roles, they fit the parts they were playing, and they pull off the characters with as much energy as they can. There were a couple good action scenes tossed in here and there, meaning literally one here and one there. The rest of the action was not very well shot. It was way over edited, shot extremely too close up to probably just mask whatever inadequacies they may have had. But really, other than maybe like two scenes, the rest of the action was just a mess like we saw in films like Taken 3 or Hitman Agent 47, just wave after wave of these over stylized fight scenes that were just given the music video editing treatment. And this is unfortunate because the practical stunt work that made the first film so entertaining were just all but replaced by the green screen and computers with this one. I thought the motorcycles on the water scene were as ridiculous as it looked in the trailer, and really despite the years of technical advancement, there wasn't that much difference between this scene and the infamous Kurt Russell surfing scene from Escape from LA. And since I'm on this topic of other films that come to mind throughout this story, let's cover the ones this movie kind of copied in one way or the other. In short order, of course. We could pretty much do this all night if we put the effort in, but this film really copies the Mel Gibson, Rene Russo sharing scars and old battle stories from Lethal Weapon, only it swaps out tattoos because of course you ain't cool these days unless you have some ink. It also copies the Jamie Lee Curtis "Oops, let me drop my gun and kill everybody" scene from True Lies. We get the two-gun table slide while shooting from the other guys. We get the arms out to the sides double pistol slow-mo shot from Hitman, and we can go on and on. As for the story, it was honestly hot garbage. Good guys and bad guys flip-flop from one scene to the next. It's really just simply to allow for fight sequences. It was highly predictable, filled with some flat-out horrendously bad dialogue that just delivers endless waves of forced humor, innuendo, flat one-liners, and recycled action movie babble from start to finish. As for Vin Diesel, he had his moments, I guess, just not many of them. He really felt as flat as the jokes he was trying to tell. If you're going to try and deliver lines like this film really tries to push on the audience, you have to sell them, and he just did not. He was not funny at all really in this film, like it was just desperately trying to make him. Also, if you are interested in this movie for the action of Donnie Yen or Tony Jaa, you will most likely be disappointed. I thought Jaa was all but reduced to a circus clown, and Yen did make this movie much better, but even he was used to not even 10% of his potential. I mean, he clearly makes the most out of the dialogue and was a fun addition, but his action skills were all but wasted. I can just imagine how the filmmaking process worked in this film. During the fight choreography, Yen and Jaa probably both gave their input, like, yeah, we could come in, drop a barrage of punches, and then spin here and leap off the wall with a double kick and just, land on our back into a back roll under the table, and then spring up with a nice finisher. And the filmmakers are like, that sounds really cool. Really, really cool. But I think if you just come in just running with a bunch of punches and maybe like one kick, can we get you to do that kick you did in Kung Fu Killer? That was badass. And don't even worry about the rest. We're just going to place in like 14 neat little cuts and just swing the camera in real close. It's going to be a mess and people are going to love it. Now, I will remind you, I was not expecting high-level filmmaking here, but I was expecting just a wild, fun story, some cheap but amusing one-liners, and everything you get with these crazy, ridiculous action movies. But really, all this one turned out to be was a sequel that tried way too hard to look stylish and trendy. It forced the effort on being cool so hard it just felt like one of those college guys that goes to the high school parties, much like another failed sequel from just last year.
Time ago,
Hold LeMay?
And in the end, unfortunately, I'm going to have to give Triple X A Return of Xander Cage a D+. This was a movie that just wasted all its potential, with all the ambition being put into making it look stylish and just not giving the story or the direction of the film its own charm. And really, without Yen and Rose, this film wouldn't even have been that good. And that's my review of Xander Cage, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this movie, if you checked it out. We're going to probably get some sequels to this one as well, I'm sure. Tell me what you think about that. Don't forget to drop this review a like if you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a new video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a great weekend. I'm Anthony. This is the Silver Screen Analysis, and I'll see you at the movies.